Hi everyone, it's Steve Moisak here from Mo Life Coaching, and today we're going to be looking at the importance of feedback. I'm also going to be giving you 6 key tips for how to receive and how to use feedback. So feedback is the results, it's the reflection and also the information collected from your last actions, and this is the basis for all improvement, whether it be in your personal life or career. There's various types of feedback, and the problem with feedback is people often take it too personally. They see it and react in a negative way. Even when being given constructive feedback, which is there to help you, people see it as a criticism of them as a person. But you have to remember, when someone says, I would like to give you feedback, it means I would like to give you information. So what I'm going to do now is go through 6 key points, things to remember that will help you process and use feedback more effectively. So number 1, be open and willing to collect information. Like I said, a lot of people see it as a criticism of them, their performance, their personality. It's not. It's a way of people helping others to improve. Don't get me wrong, there's some people that, especially in a professional environment, where they're quite stringent, they're quite direct with their feedback and they don't explain it. And when that happens, that can be taken in a negative light. But what you need to do is be open, be willing to collect it, because it's the start of collecting information that will help you in the future. Collect all the information is point number 2. Write it down ideally, and don't, if the person's giving you feedback, don't interrupt them. Wait until they finish, because a lot of people do, they get defensive and jump into it. But by waiting until the end and they've given all that information, it may become clearer why it's been given, and you also might relate to it. So number 3 is understand the message being given. If you're unclear when someone gives you a certain amount of feedback, ask them why, or ask them to explain it in a bit more detail, and also give examples, especially if it's from a performance-based feedback, if you're in a career or anything such as that. You have to understand it to be able to use it. So number 4 is beware of your response. Before reacting to it, or even before you actually hear the feedback, take a moment, take a breath. And they allow you to really take in the information and process it more efficiently, instead of just reacting at the moment. And sometimes if you struggle with this, it's something you might need to address, because a lot of people, especially in a professional environment, if you react badly to feedback, it can come across in a bad light on your half. It looks like you may be looking to blame others, you're not looking to take responsibility for your own actions. So take a breath and just think about your response before you go into that. The next one is number 5, which is reflect on what is being said, assess the feedback. So do you agree with it? Okay, again, let the person finish, but just think about, do you agree with this? And look at what they've said and break it down, because there might be parts that you might agree with, others that you may not. And if you really struggle with this, ask for a second opinion. In a work environment, that may be a little bit tricky, but speak to colleagues, speak to friends, speak to family, because if you can't process it and you can't assess the feedback, you can't learn from it. And the last point is follow up. Now, what I mean by this is you actually putting a plan in place and you using this feedback constructively. So plan what you want to change, plan if you're going to use this feedback constructively, and plan how you're going to implement it, and then reassess it. Because if, again, in a professional environment, if you're in a business where they review every month, 2 months, every quarter, every year, every 6 months, whatever it may be, they're going to be looking back on the past criticisms and past feedback that have been given to see if you have addressed them. Now, it's something that you need to take into consideration, especially in a professional environment, because if you don't do this, it's a reflection of your performance and a reflection of your character. So to summarize, feedback is essential for success. It is absolutely essential, and it's the success not just within your career but in your overall life. It's personal and your professional life. It's absolutely essential, and the information that we use allows us to adjust and improve, because ultimately if you decide to neglect the feedback being given, you're going to be repeating the same mistakes over and over again and expecting a different outcome. Now, some of you will probably know the quote that is exactly the definition of insanity: repeating the same task over and over again, expecting a different outcome. If you need to look at what's being said and change it, especially if you've self-evaluated yourself and you understand that this isn't working, I need to change. And one of the best ways of changing is using feedback to do that. So that's it. I hope that's helped. If you need any more information on feedback, how to deal with feedback or emotional responses, feel free to comment below or get in contact with me directly at my website www.molife.co.uk. I've got my social media accounts. It'd be great to get a follow on there and some comments about how I'm doing and the new camera angle. So I look forward to hearing from you guys, and I look forward to catching up with you next time. Stay safe.